Naked Willie. How are you? Short intro today because it is too much excitement going on. 3 years, my friend.
You caught me early. I got to put my glasses on. Happy 3-year anniversary, everyone.
Yeah, 3 years. You know, in 3 years, we have never missed a BS Friday, no matter where we have been around the world. So it's a pretty big accomplishment that this show has never missed a day.
I don't know how you put up with me for 3 years running every Friday. I guess it's a miracle.
I don't know how you put up with you. So, I mean, it all works.
Right on, Dave.
Yep.
It's been a wonderful 3 years. This is the highlight of the week. People take time, depending on their time zone, to tune in on the live broadcast. And gosh, Dave, there's tons of people that tune in on Saturday morning, right, to watch what we missed.
Yeah, you know, Saturday morning is kind of the biggest day. As much as we love everybody out there, we know they don't stop their day at 1 o'clock just to watch our show. However, they should, but they don't. And I get that. Busy people in these times. So, yeah, I mean, this is episode 157, if the math is correct. And we're looking forward to another 157 shows over the next 3 years coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you know what, Mark? These shows themselves are nothing without the people and the guests that we bring on. We just kind of run our mouths, but that's the real talent and the education is all the guests that we have.
100%. You surprised me. I surprised you. We both surprised Jennifer, and we hope to surprise the audience with new information and a fresh perspective week in and week out.
That's right. You know, building science is such a growing, I guess, topic, not only on our platform, but around the world. Sustainability, healthier living, healthier homes, you know, leaving the planet in a better place than we got here for the next generation. And that's what this show is all about. Let's be healthier and more sustainable, and let's leave things better than what we brought into this world. Because when you and I came in, it was a lot different than what it is today.
I mean,
you're old.
We use the word building, but the last word we would ever use is science, right? Like that's why a lot of us got into construction, because we didn't want to think about a science. It's just brilliant. And like we noticed in Nevada, Dave, for the International Builders Show, this was a normal conversation that you would hear among peers and among people you haven't met before. And so the fact that it's become normalized in this 3-year run really is spectacular. We're talking the high performance zone. That was fantastic. And then at the dinners and in the aisles and in the booths, fantastic to see.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny, we get invited to a lot more events and places to kind of spread the word and help share other people's stories and spotlight other people. And today's no different. We got a bunch of people that we're going to bring on the show today, and I think we just bring them all on and have a big party. What do you think?
I just have one thing to say. If you're out there on YouTube, if you're out there on Facebook, if you're out there on Twitter, Twitch, or LinkedIn, bring your friends, hit the like, and thanks for joining for 3 years.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you, everybody. All right, look at that. We got Ilka Cassidy back on the show. Love it. We got Matt Bloomquist, and yes, he is in a school bus for all of you folks out there. We told him not to live stream his ride with the students, so not going to go well with the principal. I am sure of it. And we got G-Pod America out there, Andrew Seeley. What's happening, Andrew? And the one, the only, and I mean only, Etienne Gubler, CEO of SIGA North America. What is happening? And hello to everybody out there. How is everybody today?
Good.
Don't all speak at once. I know it's live. Don't get shy. Can you hear me okay, everybody?
Doing good.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, I know you have the shortest amount of time. Matt, tell us a little bit about what you have going on right now, and share with the world why you are driving a school bus and not in the shop class.
All right. Well, just for the record, it is empty at the moment. So, today's seniors final day. So they're moving on to hopefully bigger, better things after today. Then we got just a week and a half left with the rest of the class to finish off that final to-do list, punch list, whatever you want to call it, those loose ends. We should be doing something fun here with Sashko Retro Tech this upcoming week as well, that you guys can all watch out for. And we're putting a close on House 28 of the building program, the second house under my teaching career. That would be the second pretty good house that the program has built, which we're super excited about. And then we'll be gearing up for next year with Emily Mottram provided some house plans where Steve Basic provided this current house. Emily Mottram stepped in and gave us some plans, and we got some fun details, a lot of building science, a lot of fun guests lined up throughout the next school year to pop in and say hi and kind of share their expertise. And it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to looking at a new job site. 2 years on one house is a long time.
Well, you know what? It's amazing, though. It's 2 years. Like, are you working on the homes when the kids are off for summer school?
No, that the summer of COVID, I was there keeping the ball rolling to make sure we were going on House 27. But no, once this summer hits, and I'm a chauffeur to softball, baseball, swim, dance, you name it, I drive it.
I love it. I love it. Well, we appreciate you being with us today. Let's go to Ilka. Even though Ilka was just on Friday, was it last Friday? It was just last Friday. Ilka she's in Germantown, Philadelphia, across the state, about 5 hours from where I'm at. So, Ilka, thank you for coming back and joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and congratulations to your 3-year anniversary.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, it really is exciting. And, thanks to all of you who have been on the show multiple times. We wouldn't have been able to do it without all of you taking time out of your busy schedule to put up with Mark and I. It's as simple as that. More me than Mark, or maybe more Mark than I, but either way, you got to put up with us. So we really do appreciate it. And by the way, if anybody wants to know, you are one of the best presenters when it comes to showing the platform and the software that you are working on that we've had on this show. I'm going to flat out say it. If I insult anybody else, I'm sorry, but Ilka has taken the show when it comes to presenting on the show. So excellent job. All right. And then we got Etienne, but I guess Etienne, I did not know you are CEO of Americas. That's plural. There's more than one.
Yeah, there's a north, central, and south, and I guess
I only know North
America. So definitely small. It's not a huge change, but an exciting change. We definitely want to further expand and bring air tightness across the continents. And so for me, really an exciting new assignment here at SIGA. The core of my attention is and will be with the US and Canada. Yeah, I think there we can really move the most at the time given, but of course we want to also prepare for the future. And keep in mind, we use more energy to cool buildings than to heat buildings. So therefore, there's a big need in terms of energy saving in these warm and humid climates that are part of that central and southern part. What's going on? That was your question. And I actually just got back from the Building Science Symposium here in Minneapolis, and I was completely blown away.
Awesome.
This series started about 3 years ago in Kansas City. Travis and Joe have been behind getting this up and rolling. They collaborated with Mike Maines from BS&P up in Maine, and it blew me away. We had a wait list. It was the longest wait list they ever had. I think we were almost 140 people that came, and it's very impressive. Second day, after a lot of amazing speakers, but the room is packed. It's not one of the conferences where day two everyone is kind of leaving early. Very, very impressive. So kudos to Minnesota. And the good news is for everyone out there are 3 more events coming up, I believe, all across the country. So if you're interested in learning about building science, I can totally recommend checking out BS&P and what they have to offer.
So, Etienne, you had you had Coda, you had John, you had Randy, you had Jake, you had Steve, and then the audience and the manufacturers. Were there any new faces that you met, like maybe people that you haven't met in the industry before?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And just maybe I don't know if everyone in the audience knows who you're referring to if you say Steve. So yeah, we had Steve Basic, we have Jake Bruton, we had Randy Williamson from Northfield Pro, John Straub from the Waterloo University, and Coda from Building Science Corporation. So just making sure everyone knows who we just referenced. Yeah, I met a lot of new people. One company that really impressed me was Anderson Windows, a huge manufacturer here in Minnesota. They came in really heavy as a co-presenting sponsor. They brought a big team, and that kind of stuck with me. Some very productive conversations that happened on that end. And then there were various builders and architects that we communicated on Instagram even before the event, and it was just so nice to put a face to the name and have that in-person exchange.
I love that. What about new exhibitors besides Anderson? I think was there any new exhibitor that maybe you didn't come across over your years at IPS or JLCs? A fresh one maybe?
No, the honest truth is no. The usual suspects. I mean, we had Alpen Windows. Emu was there, which was really cool that Emu made it over there. Mariana visited us. We had Sashco, we had Rockwell, we had who else? We have Atlas, and of course Huber Sip, the presenting sponsor, and Sega. We were there too. Yeah.
Well, I would hope so. So that's awesome. How about yourself, Ilka? Were you at that event? Will you go to the one in Connecticut? Have you been to any of them yet?
I haven't, no, but I should go, I think. And I just saw the banner about the one in Connecticut, and I think I should go. But if I can plug an event, there's going to be a sustainability symposium here in Philadelphia on May 24th. So I actually just got an email that as a presenter, I'm supposed to promote this. So here I am doing it right now.
What's the name of it?
It's the Sustainability Symposium. It's at Drexel University in Philadelphia, and it's organized by Green Building United here in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Look, I see kids.
There you go. And Ilka, I think Marjorie's going to come on and be talking about it. And now that you're a weekly contributor here, Ilka,
looks like
I'd love to hear you back and hear more about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. All right, Matt, I see you got a bus full of students piling in there. Why don't you turn that phone landscape so we can see? You're in Instagram mode at the moment. You got to go landscape. Let's see what we got.
Hey, everybody, look up and say hi. Hey.
Don't drive them too crazy.
Hey, so I'm just going to set you guys down. I'll still be on here. We only got about a 5-minute drive and then pop back on the screen. So you'll just see a blank screen of me here. But we'll pay attention to the road here for the next 5 minutes.
Perfect. Well, this, and I'm going to hop to Andrew in just a second, but this symposium thing that Travis and Joe have been putting on, I mean, I've been hearing so much about it. I know Cheryl Lewis has been working with them as well to pull all of this together, and she's just a rock star and by herself. So I think that's awesome that so much greatness has come out of it, because one, they're just really nice guys, to put this together. Two, they're really smart guys when it comes to this stuff. And three, they're really connected to all you people. So, I mean, they're connected guys too, which is fun. And when I say connected, they're actually working with the experts that are in the field doing it each and every day and putting themselves out there on video on a regular basis. So there's no hidden agenda there. I mean, you get what you get with them. And I think that's awesome. So thanks for bringing that up, Etienne. I really do appreciate it. Ilka, we'll see you in Connecticut, maybe. Who knows?
Okay.
Andrew.
I will say that both Andrew and Etienne and Matt have sat next to me in Kansas City and told me that I got barbecue sauce in my beard because we were watching, all the presenters. But it is great. Joe and Travis are phenomenal. So if it comes to your town, you better get there, because those presenters, those manufacturers, they're there for you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I agree. All right. Andrew G Pod America's in the house. What's up? Hey, man, that's a really cool shirt. Who the heck's Dave Cooper live?
Yeah, good to see you all. Hey, Ilka. Hey, Etienne. Hey, Matt. Crazy seeing the bus full of kids. Well done. Everybody's doing great work. It's fun to see the teachers. I got to say, it's kind of a special part of the industry I never really thought about before. And thanks to you all, I know some of them. And I'm glad to see so many people support the teachers. How are you guys? Congratulations on 3 years. It's amazing.
Thank you. 3 years. Fun. Great. We got more in the house, by the way, so I added one more. 3 years. Good thing we stopped talking about them. Right? I mean, seriously. I should use my voice.
It's a good thing we stopped talking about them.
What a boring show if you were talking about me. I know you guys have much more important fish to fry. I just wanted to pop on. I saw Mark's email at a red light and it was like, oh, I got to get on the show. You guys are doing amazing work. It's obviously moving the industry forward. And I just wanted to pop on for a second to congratulate you. And thank you so much for all the work you put into this. It's amazing, the people that you pull together and the connections that you guys make. I really appreciate it and have nothing but the most respect and gratitude.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we were just talking about you, and we pretty much just said the same thing about you and Joe. We were talking about your event. We heard it was the most successful event in the history of events in the United States of America. Can't say America's yet because Etienne hasn't invited us to Central and South America. We'll figure that one out as we go. But I heard it was really good.
Well, I'm not going to fact check any of that, but it was really, really good. I think it was our largest crowd. It was a sellout. Yeah. So if you haven't already registered for Northeast, you better, because it's going to sell out too. And it was a heck of a good time. It was great to have Etienne there. Nice to see you again, brother. And we'll look forward to the rest of you guys joining us at the upcoming events. But yeah, it was fantastic. Dr. Straub's hilarious, and Coda's amazing. And then, of course, Jake and Steve and Randy always knock it out of the park. So it was great. So thank you for saying that. It's very kind.
Yeah, we're really happy for you. And we're trying to convince everybody in our audience to come to Connecticut. So I know Two Roads Brewery very well. So we may have to get a bigger venue.
Well, I think that sounds like a good idea. I've been telling people that, we had 28 people on the wait list. I felt awful that we couldn't get everyone in. But yeah. That's the lesson to learn. Like, register early. If there's so many people that we need a second, we'll try to book the same venue and do 2 days and then another 2 days after. But you gotta register. I don't know you want to come.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we appreciate you hopping on and joining us today for our 3-year conversation. What do you have coming up outside of the symposium? Are you doing anything really cool right now you want to share with us before you hop off that people should go check you out?
100%. Yeah, you guys should be looking at wallassembly.com. There's only 8 days left. Did you guys already talk Wall Assembly?
Not yet. Go for it, Travis. What is wallassembly.com?
Wallassembly.com is the student competition where you design a wall assembly and compete against other students who have designed similar or totally dissimilar, I guess I should say. Wall assembly is judged by the same metrics. And the winners of that, well, I'd say we all win because that competition happens. But specifically, there are prizes. There is money. You will get paid for your greatness if you win that competition. There's scholarship funds, there's prizes, and legit cold hard cash. So if you go to wallassembly.com, which is the website made by Connor Malloy, who is Design, Build, Educate on Instagram. If you do, you guys have had Connor on. Everybody knows Connor. Yeah. But this was originally our idea, and then we got Connor involved, and he made it into what it is now. It's amazing. This is his website he developed. It has all the judging criteria on it. You can go back through and look at last year's competitors and the wall assemblies they designed. You can read all the judges' feedback. So when I said earlier that everybody wins, I meant it. Like, we as an industry, we win because of the creativity and innovation of these students. The built environment wins over time as we bring these students into the fold. And frankly, I expect to be building things designed by these students in my career. So being able to get into them now and say, hey, I don't want to put it together that way. You're hurting me on buildability. there's a high likelihood that when they are in the field designing or building, because obviously not everyone goes into design, we can have these problems solved before they're problems. So it makes the industry take giant leaps forward when we collaborate this way, and being able to get the input of a Christine Williamson or a Steve Basic on your potential best product to make it even better allows them to take these light years ahead steps, and we all benefit. So if you have anyone in your life who's an educator or a student who's interested in design or construction in any way, please send them to the site, because it really is a great opportunity. And I think it's almost 20 grand of money that can move to get these students into tools if they need it, or scholarship.
Mark, who's Connor? I don't know anybody named Connor. You know anybody named Connor?
I hear a voice. Is there a voice in the background?
Does Connor know what this is even about?
Do I? Yeah. Hey, Mark. Hey, Dave. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
What's up, Connor? Thank you for joining the show. And, you know, Ilka, Etienne, and G-Pod America, Andrew over there, you all speak up now.
Well, I was just going to say how amazing it is that I have actually met everyone on the screen in person. So it's. I think you guys, Dave and Travis and Matt, I've met in Florida last year, and then Connor in, I think, Chicago.
We met in Chicago in October.
Yeah, and Etienne, we've known each other for quite some time now, right? So we've met several times. So yeah, it's awesome.
Ilka, I don't know if everyone knows the story of how we met, but a box arrived at your office.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I climbed out of the box. That's how Ilka and I met.
Really?
Well, I had the honor to touch Mark's beard. So I'm actually very proud of that. And I pulled him out of the box by his beard. That was quite an experience.
Is it silk or straw?
Well, I tell you what, Connor, when I met Mark somewhere in Texas for the first time, and it does tickle your ears when you hug him.
I would say it's very silky.
Love it. Well, very cool. This is awesome that you guys are all in. Travis, I know you're driving, so keep your eyes on the road, not on the camera. If you want to, you can blank yourself out or just stick with us, whatever you want to do. Matt's on the road. Well, Matt's off the road now. Matt was driving the school bus earlier with his students, but he wasn't live streaming, which was smart.
Connor, would you like to tell people about the curriculum on how people are judged during the wall assembly competition?
Yeah, of course. I think Travis did a good high level. So we have 6 criteria. We're trying to, give a holistic evaluation of an assembly that is region specific. So if a student lives in climate zone 8 or climate zone 4 in the Northeast, they're judged on performance. So that's based on their climate zone. Then they're based on buildability. And this really speaks to, their labor market. So if they're, close by and near to a panelized manufacturer, maybe that's something that is easy for their market to build. In other markets where they stick build a lot of assemblies, simple assemblies that are sourced from a lumber store might be the most appropriate. So that's our criteria. Cost, obviously, for all of us is a big metric for how we evaluate an appropriate solution for a client. So the students are evaluated on cost, again, for their market and based on their region. So maybe you have a material, again, you're in the Northeast of the U.S., you have access to, Eastern white cedar shingles. Maybe that's an appropriate cost measure for you. If you're in the West Coast, maybe that's an imported element and that makes your wall more expensive. So cost is there as well. Next looks at durability. The number one thing we're trying to manage in assembly is making sure it lasts and managing water. So we want to make sure we're evaluating how that wall handles bulk water, what its drying potential looks like, whether it's flashed properly. So that's the big durability piece. And then we have 2 more criteria that is often not thought about early in a student's career. That one is, life cycle. Once that building or that assembly is constructed, how easily is it to adapt or change? My background certainly is renovation. So homes, when they're built, do not stay static. They change as people's lives changes. And if you ever read Stuart Brand's book, How Buildings Learn, we know how often buildings can change as users come through. So Life cycles is important criteria. Last one is upfront carbon or embodied carbon, looking at the cost of that, not from a financial perspective, but from a carbon perspective. So balancing those 6 criteria: performance, buildability, cost, durability, life cycle, and embodied carbon or upfront carbon. These are the things that all designers, builders can consistently balance. And we want the students to be a part of that conversation. And it gives us a metric for doing honest and transparent evaluations of their work.
Excellent. I love it. I love it. Looks like I got to bring Matt back in. He popped out again. Matt, you just keep jumping in and out, man. You can stick with us if you like.
I'm here. I don't know. It's going in between from internet to data and back and forth and stuff. So yeah. I'm here.
Understood. Well, I think this whole wallassembly.com is such a great opportunity for the younger generation, for the high schools, because last year it was a high school group that won it, not even a college, right?
Last year was won by a university student. That's the first time. But the 2 previous years, they're won by high school groups.
Right. Okay. I remember.
But the second place last year was won by another high school student. So it really shows that it is about the ideas. It is about how you communicate what you think would work in your environment. But programs with building science programs and architecture degrees, that doesn't mean they're going to win because they have more knowledge. It does come down to, can you share your idea through a simple sketch or a SketchUp model and get some feedback?
To be fair, everyone that enters is truly a winner, because the amount of work that the students and their classmates put forth is it's truly exceptional. I've listened to this year after year, and I've read the responses of the judges, and I think it's exemplary that the work involved. I mean, some of these students learned SketchUp and got pricing from manufacturers, took it to the nth degree. So pretty amazing.
Yeah, it definitely is amazing. You know who else should get into this is we should have Andrew Sealy in on all of this. I mean, this is somebody that's reinventing the house, as we like to say. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm just following along. When I started in construction, we didn't care about anything that was invisible. And we were just trying to get things in the ground and things would kind of work. But now we have this building science thing where we can apply processes and materials and systems to make the buildings work the way they probably always should have. So thanks to all the folks here and everywhere in the community. Thanks to Mark for bringing everybody together. It's a really important part of building construction. We need to be able to handle air and water. And if it weren't for everybody here on the show at the moment and all the folks in the community, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing, which is learning how to go from what we used to do to what we need to be doing every time for every building.
Yeah, for sure. And I just got to correct you. You said in the ground. There's nothing in the ground on this build, by the way.
Well, there's a little bit. There's a little bit of metal and a little bit of concrete in the ground there. But yeah, you're right. 99% of that building's out of the ground.
Why?
It's a couple different things for us. There are 2 main reasons. One is it's the easiest way to make the lowest impact on a site that has some kind of slope. Right. And I think it gives us an ability to work with a site that we don't have to change the slope. Also, Dave, sometimes we do relocatable designs, and then it makes it a little bit easier to not have a lot of infrastructure tied to the site. So you can take all the improvements away and put them somewhere else if you need to.
Yeah, very much. Very much. Awesome, dude. I just, every time I look at it, it just makes me feel happy.
Wait till you see it again.
I know. Is that where I'm staying next time I come out?
Yep. Yeah, you know it. Your unit. I'm keeping your unit ready for you.
I love it. Perfect. Well, that's awesome. Mark, what's so much fun about this is there's so many awesome things happening. And if you just look right now at, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, not including ourselves, or maybe even including ourselves, however we want to do it. they're all doing, different things, but big things. I mean, look, CEO Americas. I know he says, well, it's not much change. No, that's a whole nother 2 countries, dude. That's big change, in my opinion. That means you're doing something right and your company loves you. And I think they should love you because we love you on this channel. And I know everybody here loves you. Connor, you're doing competitions and working with Joe and Travis and everybody in the wall assembly and the education, being a teacher. Like Matt's always on the show with his students. To me, between Connor and Matt, you are by far no offense to anybody, 2 most important people on this call, because you are teaching the next generation how cool construction is. And it is cool, especially when you get to hang out with the Mark Willies and Etienne and Ilka and Stephen Basic and what Jake Bruton. I question just a little bit. He's too mature for a lot of these younger kids, I think. Now I say that jokingly, but that's the value of what's going on here. And when you think of the sum of all these parts, it's a really big picture, and you guys are all covering a lot of ground. And I think that's cool. And you're only a small fraction of all the people we've had on the show. That's what's cool about it. That was a lot of talking, huh?
That was great talking, Dave. If I had a better voice, I'd read off more names, but I'm very thankful for each of you.
I told you I'd give you my voice. Just don't ever take it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so big news coming up. Let's hear about it. All right. So Ilka, you were just on Friday. You got your new platform that you guys are designing and building from, and the detail is amazing. So if you didn't see Friday's show last week, you need to go check out Friday's show. It is very, very impressive what you guys showed us. I mean, I see a lot of softwares. I talked to a lot of people on our Product Spotlight show and around the world. What you're doing is the next level, and I just want to congratulate you on that. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, they have their software working with multiple factories, not just one. They have a process, and processes are cool. That's a big deal, even if it's not completely vetted yet. That's a big deal. G-Pod Americas, you're doing all these awesome houses and doing all that research and study. I just don't know what to say. I guess we're in good company. You guys are awfully quiet. Matt, where's the students at? Maybe we need
part of them are out in the garage. A couple of them are inside the house. I think one of them's putting some caulking on the shower caddy in the shower. One of them's sanding down the outside steps that come in from the garage that just needed cleaned up from us walking on. I think the seniors, since it's their last day, they probably got the little wooden golf club they made with things from some zip tape and some cleverness, and they out there playing their little golf game in the yard they just started up, and we're getting scrapbooks put out on the tables from all the way back to house 1 of the program, and so that's awesome. Like I said, it's just that big to-do list, a handful of things going on, so we're all over.
Awesome. Well, why don't we, if you Mark said walk outside, show us the house if you have signal out there. In the meantime, we're just going to say a couple quick thank yous to everybody in the audience here. Rob Haskin, Dave and Mark, congrats on 3 years of BS. Got to go load up the van for a BS test tomorrow. Good to see you, Rob. Thank you so much for that. And he also says, Jennifer, the show cannot be done without the behind the scenes and all the work Jennifer puts in as well and on the show quite often this year, which was great. Peter Molinar, IBS, interesting building science. I like that. Interesting building science. We'll have to see if we can use that in other shows like that are named IBS. Perfect. Love it. Peter Molinar does say Matt Bloomquist is the next project going to be constructed with manufactured panels.
Not by, there could be some offsite construction by us, depending on, we're still toying with that, but we do have the ability to do a little bit of offsite construction, and we would be the ones panelizing the walls ourselves. So it wouldn't be a manufacturer, but it'd be us doing it and then taking it to the job site. So we have a big machine shed that we could work. It's not, I wouldn't say climate control, but it is sheltered from intense sun and rain.
Well, Well, there's several people I know in this realm right here that could help you on that for sure. So that's awesome. Super, super excited. Thank you for that question. Randy Rand from YouTube. Thank you guys for 3 fabulous years. Thank you, Randy. Good seeing you. Steven saying hello to Jennifer. Steven Basic in the house. I bet he liked my joke about Jake. They always pick on each other. All right. But out of love. Stephen Bates, congrats to 3 years at BS Friday. Well deserved. Thank you, my friend. Good to see you. Appreciate that. Aaron Peterson in the house. Look at that from YouTube. Look at all those beautiful people on a call. You know, if you guys don't know Aaron, you got to follow Aaron. This guy travels the world. He's like Tony Robbins, right? Isn't he like Tony Robbins? He's as tall as Tony Robbins. He has as much energy as Tony Robbins, and he does nothing but share his knowledge and try and connect people everywhere he goes. So to include myself, I mean, I get texts from him all the time. I need to be better at being like him.
Yeah. Aaron is a fabulous connector, a wonderful father, and an amazing friend of all of ours.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, keep going. Steve says he will be in Connecticut. Looking forward to it. All right, Ilka, there's more reason for us to go there.
Yeah.
We're going to be in Boston and Connecticut, Mr. Stephen Basic. So it would be great if we don't see you at the symposium. Maybe we can come see you in Boston. We got a pretty big event going on up there, and we're going to go tour some really cool stuff. So we should chat. I'm sure Jen's already on that. All right, moving down the line. Randy had another comment. Casey was awesome. No one should miss Connecticut. Man, I see Travis isn't here to listen to all this. Make sure you guys tell Travis he has to log back in. Connor's back. Aaron Jones in the house. What's up, Big Dog Construction? Aaron and his wife are awesome. So hopefully we get to see them soon as well. Aaron, will you be at the symposium in Connecticut? That's what I want to know.
I got a question. I'm going to put Connor on the spot. Is there a time where we might hear from Aaron really soon that you know about?
Ooh, inside secrets, huh?
Yeah, I think so. It could be next week for the launch of BS and Beer Canada.
BS and Beer Canada. You guys actually
you know.
Yeah, exactly. Every month. So we
Canada,
launch the site later today. We'll have links up to share, and hopefully see you guys on a regular basis.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That's cool. IYKYK. I have no idea. Somebody help me.
If you know, you know.
Jeez. How many times you got to explain that shirt a day? Only Mark. Where do you shop? Spencer's? That's where
I shop right here, Dave.
Remember Spencer's?
Right there.
Well, why don't you
Mark, I like that you have to open the beer like a pair of curtains to show your shirt.
Yeah, right. Look how often he does it. It has like a natural crease. What's the is it on the Christmas Grinch or whatever? He has that beard that comes down the side. Who is that? I can't remember. I'll find it. That's what you're going to be for our Christmas story this year.
Let's do it. So Connor, how do people get a link to BS and Beer Canada?
Great question. So we're just in the process of launching that site, hopefully today. And Aaron is creating all the Zoom links for us so we can share that as well. And we'll pump that out across our channels and try and get that out to everybody.
Hey, I love it. Good. We love when there's new projects coming on the line. That's how they say it in Canada, project. All right. At least that's how our friend Saint Amour does it. All right, Greg Ugaldi, I had him up there a second ago. Thank you, Jennifer and Dave, for bringing DC live with Mark and the A-Team today for episode 157. Now, we say this all the time, and you know, being the past chair of the National Association of Home Builders, and Mark will agree with me on this, and it took us a while, you know, to kind of really see where this was going. Greg has become a major supporter of us at the highest level in Washington, D.C. This is the guy that updates the President of the United States a couple times a year when he was in office, and Ben Carson and all of those, regardless of politics, he was working with all of them. And he continues to show us support week in and week out. So, you know, change is coming. We just all have to start working together and believe that we can make it happen. And we're only going to make it happen if we start pulling in the same direction. All right. That's my soapbox. Thank you for joining us again, Greg. Hey, George Ryman out in Arizona, sunny and pleasant in Phoenix. Always sunny and pleasant in Phoenix. You're killing me, dude. Killing me. What? Just someday say, hey, there's a horrible sandstorm and I can't breathe. And I'll just be like, yeah, it feels like my winters. Just kidding, George. I'm glad you're out there. We got Cheryl Lewis. Hey, Cheryl, were your ears ringing? We were talking about you today with Symposium. We heard it was an awesome event, and I do know you had something to do with that, just like you did an awesome event with us at the International Builder Show. So good to see you, Cheryl. If you don't know Cheryl Lewis, you should for sure. All right, we got a couple more. Let's see. Cheryl Lewis, Jennifer Cooper. Steve is always one of the superstars. Steven Basic. I don't understand this guy, right? Everybody just loves him. He's a lovable guy. He's a big guy, but until you get to know him, you never know where he's coming from because his humor is dark. He's a Marine. He's a Marine. Like, I know this. Really good friend, and I'm so blessed to know him and his wife and everybody. All right, last comment, and we're going to wrap it up because everybody I know has to get back to doing what they do. Bob Kelly, hi from Chicago. Congratulations to a fine group of folks. That's right. Flash it right, flash it tight. That is the man right there, Bob Kelly. Good to see you, Bob. I hope you are well and doing good in Chicago. Hopefully, is it done snowing in Chicago? Didn't it just snow last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think so. But I want to get Etienne's response on flash it right and flash it tight. That's a pretty good saying there. I think it almost reminds me of something that Zika says, right?
All the time.
And we say, get it right, build it tight. But at the end of the day, I think we have the same goal here. We just want to make sure we keep water out, stop air from freely moving through our assembly, and paying attention to vapor, and we are good. So basically back to the 4 controller layers, just making sure we place them well and pay attention. So that's where this comes in.
Love it. Etienne, so while you have chimed in, why is air tightness so important? Let's do a little BS science, and then we're going to wrap this up. 3-minute rounds. I got a couple questions for the group.
Okay. Yeah, so why should you consider building airtight? I would say there are 4 major reasons. One that's really important is you can really increase the comfort of the people that live in the house. If you have a drafty home, it's not going to be really cool to sit near a window or any point where this draft can happen. Next point is, if you don't control which air gets into your house, and what do I mean by that? Imagine the air you're breathing first goes through your roof, where a lot of dust and stuff is in there. That's not really cool for indoor air quality. So that's kind of the second point. If you can control where the air comes from, you can potentially filter that air, then you can really control indoor air quality. The next point is costs. You do reduce your energy consumption if you build airtight. Think about it that way. You wouldn't leave your windows open in summer when you have your AC running, or vice versa in winter when you're running your heat. Now, why do you leave your roof, your walls, all the other parts of your building open? For that energy to escape. And last but not least, that's also a very important point, is the environmental factor. That we want to make sure we reduce our overall energy consumption. So the energy consumption does not just save you cost, it also protects the environment. So yeah, to wrap it up, why should you build airtight? It's more comfortable to live in. It results in a healthier living environment. If you, of course, pay attention to ventilating, you save costs, and it's better for the environment.
Awesome. All right, G-Pod America, question for you coming up real quick. Can good design and high performance buildings go hand in hand?
Yeah, they need to, right? I mean, I think that's a focus for us, everybody. You all know that, and we're all basically trying to do the same sort of thing. We want the design and the performance to match. So that's what it's all about. We have to be able to deliver those 2 things. A lot of times they're not put together, and we'd like to see that change.
Awesome. All right, okay, here we go. Here's one for you. How does building systems and building science go together?
Okay, so I was getting nervous about the question that I was going to get. So, well, building systems. I think what's great about, I mean, we're talking about prefabrication, right? Systems that or assemblies that get prefabricated. What I like about it is that it's already a spec, right? So you have your wall assembly and it's tested, and we look at it in different climates, and we can look at it from the building science perspective, how it performs everywhere, but then it's not going to get changed up. Right? The builder, the client, they're going to decide this is the route that we're going to go. And there's nobody on site who says, well, I can get this insulation a little cheaper and just change the wall assembly, because that can have a really big impact, right? Everything is adjusted towards what the wall or the assembly has to do, and according to the climate. So if you change little things here and there, it can have a big impact.
I love it. That was a great answer. All right, last question, and I'll leave it to Connor, Matt, and Mark on this one. What has changed about building science in the last 3 years? Connor, Matt, go for it.
Yeah, I can jump in quick, Matt. I think the biggest thing for us teaching at the college is we're now involving building science in every course we're teaching. It isn't only a standalone theory course delivered every Tuesday in one semester. If we're learning framing, we're talking about air tightness and WRBs. If we're talking about interior finishing, we're talking about insulation and connectivity of our vapor control. If we're teaching roughing and electrical and plumbing, we're talking about ceiling pipe penetrations. Doing HVAC, we're talking ventilation. So it is, for us, it's important to put it in every single course so we know the importance. It's not an option. We have to think about it and teach it everywhere.
Awesome. Matt, you want to add to that?
Connor said it just about right, man. Even for the college class I teach, and we have, we do have a carpentry textbook, and that we kind of reference back to, and it had a whole section on, kind of building science, which it covered rain screens, it covered ventilation, it covered air tightness, things like that. So I think it's becoming those simple things that we started off with on the first house I built the students, let's just say pretty good house model. It's popping up without it being like a special class, kind of like Connor said. So, I would say I got in on this at the right time. You guys have made this fun and easier for me and Connor and other teachers that we all know. And, we appreciate you guys. We'll keep the ball rolling.
So on today's show, we had ATN, and they manufacture products. We had Ilka, and Holstrom manufactures systems. And we have G-Pod, Andrew, who manufactures deliverable housing solutions. And we have Travis, who manufactures building science symposiums. And we have Connor and we have Matt, who manufacture high school and college students, right? So it's brilliant. And now direct from British Columbia, we have Sean the Fireball Say No More.
You made it in with 60 seconds to spare, man. We were just talking about projects. Why don't you tell us about your project? I love it.
Well, first off, congratulations to 3 years to you guys for doing all this hard work and putting this on. And look at all these lovely faces you've been able to bring to the table to showcase. So congratulations to all of you. And of course, to Dave and Jennifer and Mark for all your hard work of keeping up with BS Friday. And for all those that don't know, how do we spell Fridays? It's always with a PH. So projects are going well. And I had to manage a few things to make sure the projects are all running smoothly. So it's all a good day here on a Friday.
Awesome. We got 2 more questions, and I'm going to let everybody get back to it. And there are more comments. I can never leave my friend Stephen Basic hanging. G-Pod America, when will we see you in the Northeast with your product?
Anytime, Stephen. We're ready when you are. You got 3 family members on your team, so let's make it happen.
That's right. Basically, he's saying, let's get the job, and I'm there. I love it. I heard that. All right, last question from Steven. Etienne, will we see Siga at the CT Symposium?
Yes, we will.
Excellent.
Yay.
Air horn. There you go. There's the answer for you. All right. Is there anything we left out? Anything that anybody wants to share while you still have our audience out there? If not, we're going to wrap it up. But now's the chance. Speak up.
Well, Dave, what's next?
House 29.
What's that?
I said you'll see some Sega in House 29.
Nice. That's always good. Love seeing Sega in House 29. That's awesome that your students and you guys have built so many of those houses, you know. I think it's great. All right. So why don't we put some things up here? I heard what you were asking, Sean, and that's a good thing we can do. So let's talk about what we have coming up. Connor Malloy, design, build, educate, learn more, wallassembly.com. Jen put that up on the screen. I'm going to go up here. Sustainability Symposium, Drexel University in Philadelphia, coming up in just a few weeks. 24th, right, Ilka? Yep. So that is coming up 24th. Meet up at the Building Science Symposium in June. Stratford, Connecticut is coming up. So all of those things are happening.
Dave, we also had an announcement from Connor. BS and Beer Canada.
I know we didn't have that one set up, but that's the surprise part of today's show. BS and Beer in Canada. So yeah, go up and drink beer and BS. That's what we do. That's awesome. That is like the best name for a show, by the way. I just have to tell you.
It is. Cool. I'd like to thank you, Dave, for 3 years. I'd like to thank all of our incredible speakers and support behind the scenes, including Jennifer Cooper and the whole family of the Coopers. While they traveled for 3 years in a motorhome, we still pulled off a live show in and out of trade shows and whatnot. And then for our audience out there on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you're amazing. Can't wait to do a show with each of you.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Thanks, all of you, for joining us. If you could just stick around for a minute right after the show, Jen's going to join us as well. And we just want to thank all of you personally. And for the rest of you out there, thank you so much. And if you're watching this on Saturday or the pre-recorded show, we want to say thank you to all of you as well. Please put your comments in the comment section. We will get back to you. We'd love to hear from you. What can we improve? What can we do better? You know, or do we just keep rocking and rolling with how we've been going? It's important for us to know that we're delivering you guys all the best stuff. So, all right, everybody, stay tight. You guys don't go anywhere. I'll come right back to you. And for the rest of you out there, enjoy your weekend. Hug your kids, have some fun, barbecue, and tell your wives you love them or your moms you love them. It is Mother's Day. Bye, everybody.